Today's home routine is for anyone who's working. It's all chair based, and our first exercise is called the seated step heel. All you're going to do for this one is step out slightly with your left foot, bringing it over and straightening it, and planting your left heel lightly on the floor. Bring it back to the starting position and repeat on the right hand side. And just keep alternating for a minute. Are you ready?
Yes.
And go. As you're doing this, you'll feel a slight stretch down the calf and it's warming the body up. This is a great thing, and that stretch is going to help when you end up back in the office or driving around again. Although Jeanette's got her hands on her knees, you can have them wherever you want. Some people might find that it's easier to hold onto the chair. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a seated step heel. This next exercise is called canoeing. Now imagine you're holding a paddle. With your left hand a few inches above your right, hold your arms out straight in front of your left shoulder and then bring them down towards your right hip like you're paddling. Bring it back up to the starting position in front, switch the dominant hand and bring it down to the left hip, like so. Continue alternating between these at your own pace, and we're going to go for a minute. The faster you go, the more cardio you get out of it. The slower you go, the more control you get over it. Remember to tighten your shoulders at the back and bring them back like Jeanette's doing. This really helps relieve the pain caused by being bent over a desk all day, or if you've got arthritis or osteoporosis in the spine, this is a really good way of trying to reduce some of the tension. Remember to keep your head straight as you're doing so, and try not to look like a turtle. If you want a bit more out of it, start bringing more of a twist into it when you're doing it. And 15 seconds left. Remember to keep that technique under control. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, everyone. This exercise is called the seated skater switch. Move to the front of your chair, bend your right knee out to the side and extend your left leg to the other side, keeping your toes pointed out like so. Begin by extending both of your arms and leaning forwards. Now try to reach the inside of your right foot with your left arm, but if you only manage your right calf, that'll do. Bring your other arm out to the side like so, trying to keep your back straight. Immediately switch over and do the same to the other side. And then we're going to continue doing this for a minute. Are you ready?
Yes.
So, leg out, leg bent, feet out, toes pointed, lean forwards, arms up a bit straighter as you start. And 3, 2, 1, and go. Perfect. Perfect. Now this is really good for your coordination. It's a really good way of getting the full body working from your desk. And don't worry if you can't do this the first time. This is the 18th time we've tried to film this tutorial, because it's very easy to make a mistake while doing it, because it's a very complicated exercise. Just imagine that you're skating as you're doing it. Halfway through, doing really well. If you feel a bit more confident, you can start to speed it up. Otherwise, just stick to a pace that feels comfortable for you. If at any point you feel as though you can't do any more, just stop. Switch. 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 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. How do you feel?
Shattered.
It's a very complicated exercise. Again, this is getting your coordination, this is getting your balance, and this has been a seated skater switch. This next exercise is a dynamic pec stretch just to open up that chest. All you're going to do is sit upright, keeping a neutral spine, bringing your back off of the chair. extend your arms horizontally forwards. Now bring them back and open up the chest as far as you can and bring them forwards in a big seal clap. Now bring them back and repeat, and we're just going to do this 10 times as fast as you can. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go. Back, forwards. Now, we're going to do something a bit different and come off the teaching points now. If you bring your arms forwards, open your arms up and your chest up horizontally, and then alternate between it 5 times on each side. Keeping both arms straight. This is a bit more advanced than what's in the teaching points, but if you want to try and bring this into it, it'll open your chest up even more. Just don't punch the wall behind you. And that's how you do a seated dynamic pec stretch. Well done. This next exercise is called seated shoulder rolls. In a seated position with a neutral spine, place your fingertips on your shoulders like so. Now all you're going to do is circle your shoulders forward 15 times. A bit slower. Feel that full range of motion. And then reverse it for 15 more times. You should feel this opening your chest up a little bit when you do it this way. And that's how you do seated shoulder rolls. Well done. This exercise is a mid-traps and scalenes stretch. Now start in either a standing or seated position. Jeanette prefers seated, I prefer standing. Place one of your hands on the opposite side of your head, like so. Now bring your head down towards your ear. Use the other hand overhead to press your neck down and to get into a deeper stretch. If you want more out of this exercise, bring your other arm behind your back and across and hold for 30 seconds. And switch and repeat on the other side. Over the top, pulling towards it, bring your other arm across your back and try and reach over as though you're reaching through the other side of the spine. This exercise is a really easy way of just releasing tension in your neck and reducing tension headaches, as well helping correct forward head posture caused by being hunched over a seat all day. And relax, well done. That has been a mid-scaling and traps stretch. This next exercise is a wrist stretch. Hold your right arm out with your palm facing down. With your left hand, gently press down on the right hand until you feel a stretch in your wrist and arm. Hold this position for a count of 5 seconds. Relax, and then repeat 10 times. When you relax, bring your hand all the way up to the top and go through the full range of motion. And relax. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, bit by bit, bring it further through. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now switch and repeat it with the other arm. That's 1. Try and keep your hand on your knuckles, not your fingers. That's 2. Keep your arm straight. That's 3. That's 4. 5. 6. Remember to breathe. 7. 8, 9, and 10. That was a wrist stretch. Thank you, and we'll move on to the next exercise. This next exercise is called ankle eversion. We've moved the chest of drawers in because for this exercise what you're going to need is either a table leg or a closed door to work against. While seated, place the outside of your foot against the object with your toes pointed up. Push outwards with your foot into the object as hard as you can with your foot leaning against it. Your ankle at this point shouldn't be moving, and you need to contract your muscles as hard as you can and hold this for 15 seconds. And then relax like she's doing there and repeat, pushing those toes through the object. Now this is a great exercise that you can do either at your desk, at your table, or against a wall or a door. Again, we've chosen to use a chest of drawers for this, just for the teaching, because it helps us get more of a view of what's going on. How does that feel?
Yeah, I can feel it pulling.
Whereabouts?
Up the calf.
Okay.
And I've done 5 now. 6.
And relax, just 6 times per ankle. Then what we're going to do is we're going to move the chair around for ourselves just to show you a different angle of this when we repeat it on the other foot. However, at home, do it however you feel comfortable. If you're doing it against the door, this will be much easier. So bring the foot pointing up as you can see. Push the foot in towards the chest of drawers, contracting those muscles for a good 15 seconds. Relax and bring it back in. What this exercise does is help strengthen the ankle and increases mobility. If you ever had a sprain in your ankle as a child or as a teenager, you'll find that this is a really good way of stabilizing the ankle again to help reduce those risks. And it's a really good way of combating onset of osteoarthritis within the ankles. That's 3. And out. It may look simple, but Jeanette can probably attest that you can feel.
You can feel it. You can really feel it.
And the final one. Hold. 10 seconds left. Thing with these exercises that these 15 seconds just drag on. And relax. That has been ankle eversion. Again, do this at a desk, do this with a door frame, anything solid that you can push your feet against. Thank you. We're now going on to the next exercise. This next exercise is ankle inversion. While seated, place the inside of your foot against a table leg or a closed door. Again, we're just using this chest of drawers. Now push inwards with your foot this time, pushing against the object as hard as you can. Your ankle joint again shouldn't be moving throughout this motion, and you contract your muscles and hold it for 15 seconds. And then repeat 5 times. And relax. And repeat. That's 3. That's 4. This exercise is a really good way of counteracting the damage that you do to yourself when you're driving all the time, especially if you've got your foot on the accelerator or drive with a car with clutch. That's 5. And Jeanette's just going to move the chair around now to the other side of the table so that we can demonstrate it from a different angle. Remember, Contract the muscles as you bring the inside of your foot into it, and don't move the ankle. Remember, we're holding it for 15 seconds. Unfortunately, Jeanette seems to count to 10.
Can't count to 15.
That's 3. That's 4. Remember, try and straighten that leg if you can. Engage the muscles around the knee a little bit more. As with the last exercise, if you ever had an ankle injury, this is a really good way of helping counteract it. And that's 5. So that's been how to do ankle inversion. Now we're going to move the table away and continue with the rest of the routine. This next exercise is called a seated row. Position your knees slightly wider than your hips and slightly rotated outwards. Rotate them out a little bit more. Well done. Now maintain a chin tuck, which is where you sit back, chuck your chin in, and neutral spine. Push your chest out while you're doing this just to be sure that you're doing it. Rest your hands down by your sides. Now bring your arms back and externally rotate them so your thumbs are pointing backwards. Hold in that position for 5 seconds. Return to the start and repeat this for 10 to 15 reps. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. And relax. And relax. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And relax. And relax. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Maintain the chin tuck. 8, 9. Remember to breathe. And 10. Now when you're doing this at home, try and aim for 10 to 15 reps, then take a 30-second rest and try another set afterwards of 10 to 15 reps. This is a really good way of counteracting when you're being bent over a desk or being bent over a chair. And there's something called forward head posture, which Jeanette has, where your head starts to stoop forward and your shoulder blades round. This is a really good way of correcting that. That's been how to do a seated row. This next exercise is called a shoulder blade squeeze. This exercise is again a great way of correcting the posture from a forward head position, helping treat a winged scapula and correcting the damage done by being sat down all day, or if you ever had a dislocation in the shoulders or frozen shoulder. Sit on the edge of your chair with your feet flat on the floor. Try and keep them parallel if possible. Hold your arms out in front of you with your thumbs pointed towards the ceiling and your elbows slightly bent, like so. Now all you're going to do is draw your elbows back, squeezing your shoulder blades together until your upper arms are in line with your body. Now if you bend your thumbs back a little bit, you should feel your shoulder blade engage in the deeper muscles. All you're going to do is get to that position, bring it back to the start, and repeat 15 times. That's 2. 3. Try and keep your arms a bit further up. 4. Bending the elbows. 5. 6. Remember that rotation. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. Slight bend in the elbows. 12. 13. 14. One more. And 15. That's been how to do a shoulder blade squeeze. If you ever have any pain between your shoulder blades, this is one of the easiest ways of correcting it and just tightening those muscles up a little bit. Thank you for your time. This next exercise is one of my personal favourite exercises. It's really good for straightening and strengthening the spine. If you've got osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis of the spine, again, great way of helping to treat that. It's called an integration exercise, as it gets multiple muscle groups working at once and helps build up the connection between your brain and the muscles and understanding where everything is. It's called the desk angel. Now all you're going to do is sit up straight in your chair with a perfect posture. Place your arms at shoulder level with a 90-degree bend in your elbows. Rotate them up a little bit more. Now keeping your head and your torso stationary, slowly move your arms overhead, reaching your hands towards the ceiling like so. Now try and keep your arms in line with your ears while you're doing this. And then when they're at the ceiling, move back to the starting position, maintaining a line of movement. Imagine that you're stuck on a track. All you're going to do is do this 15 times in a slow, controlled motion. That's 2. 3. You can see Jeanette's arms wobbling slightly as you do this. This isn't an easy exercise. That's 5. Remember, imagine that they're stuck on a railway in line with your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you're doing this. You should start feeling some pulling in your mid-back while you're doing it, and it helps relax your spine. If you struggle to do it while you're in a seated position, the other way you can do this is standing as a standing angel and do it with your back against the wall. And then use the wall as a support for doing the exercise. Well done, one more. That has been the desk angel. Thank you. This next exercise is called chin tucks. Place 2 fingers at the bottom of your chin. Gently tuck your chin in and retract your head backwards, at the same time using your fingers to keep the chin tucked into the neck. Hold in that position for 3 to 5 seconds, then relax and repeat 15 times. That's 2. That's 3. If you could just exaggerate the movement a little bit more, that's 4. Bring your head out forwards. That's 5. Now Jeanette's just exaggerating this movement as we do it, just so that you have a better understanding of what's going on. Well done, keep going. And relax. That's been how to do a chin tuck. This next exercise is called a neck tilt. Now tilt your head forwards and rest your chin on your chest. If you can't rest it on your chest, get it as close to there as you can. Gently tense your neck muscles and hold for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return your head to the starting position, which is a neutral spine or a chin tuck, and then go back into the tilted position and hold again for another 5 seconds. You're going to repeat this 15 times in total. Are you ready? That was 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember to breathe throughout the exercise. 6, 'Now remember to tense those muscles in your neck as you touch the chest. 7. Some people describe the motion of tensing the muscles as trying to clench your jaw. And if that works for you, do it that way. 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, one more, and 15. That's been a neck tilt. Hopefully you can feel that now. Thank you. This next exercise we call the turtle. This is one of Jeanette's favourite exercises because she's christened it the turtle because
Looks like a turtle.
now, keeping the rest of your body straight, push your chin forwards so your throat is stretched. Gently tense the muscles around your neck and hold for 5 seconds before returning your head to the centre and pushing backwards like you're bringing your head back into your shell, keeping your chin up. Hold for another 5 seconds and go through to the front. We're going to repeat this 15 times, that's 2. And back. And out of the shell. And into your shell. And out of the shell. Imagine you're a turtle reaching for that lettuce. And into the shell as the predators are coming. That's 4. And forward. And back. That's 5. Remember to keep that chin up. 6. And breathe. 7. Jeanette Wake's a wonderful turtle, don't you think? That's 8. That's 9. As you bring it back, imagine that you're chewing on a sour lemon. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. And 15. Well done. That's been how to do a turtle. This next exercise is called canoeing. Now imagine you're holding a paddle. With your left hand a few inches above your right, hold your arms out straight in front of your left shoulder and then bring them down towards your right hip like you're paddling. Bring it back up to the starting position in front, switch to the dominant hand and bring it down to the left hip, like so. Continue alternating between these at your own pace and we're going to go for a minute. The faster you go, the more cardio you get out of it, the slower you go, the more control you get over it. Remember to tighten your shoulders at the back and bring them back like Jeanette's doing. This really helps relieve the pain caused by being bent over a desk all day, or if you've got arthritis or osteoporosis in the spine, this is a really good way of trying to reduce some of the tension. Remember to keep your head straight as you're doing so, and try not to look like a turtle. If you want a bit more out of it, start bringing more of a twist into it when you're doing it. And 15 seconds left. Remember to keep that technique under control. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, everyone. This exercise is called the seated skater switch. Move to the edge of your chair. Bend your right knee out to the side and extend your left leg out to the other side, keeping your toes pointed. Begin extending both of your arms and leaning forwards. Now try to reach the inside of your right foot with your left arm, or bring your left arm back and up. Up. There's no stop. This next exercise is called the seated step heel. All you're going to do is step out slightly with your left leg, bringing your left heel to touch the floor. straightening it and bringing it out to the side, then bringing it back into the center and repeating on the right leg, and then doing this for a minute. Again, what this does is stretches off your calves and raises your heart rate, or if you're using it as part of a cool down, it's a good way of helping return yourself to normality. All you're going to do is go for a minute.
Okay.
Keep your head up. Remember, try and keep a neutral spine, or as we call it, straight back, as you're doing this. You can put your hands wherever you want. Some people hold them to the side of the chairs. Can you feel it?
Yes.
Now, if you had a knee replacement or anything like that, this becomes a perfect way of just strengthening the knee as you're doing this. But it also helps correct the damage done by sitting in a car all day with your foot on the accelerator and clutch. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. This next exercise is a seated chest stretch. Now sit up in your chair away from the back with a neutral spine, so pull yourself a little bit forward if you can in your seat. Pull your shoulders back and down, extending your arms out to the sides. Bring your head back and force your chest out forwards, and hold in that position for 5 to 10 seconds. And then release, coming back to the front. I'm going to repeat that 5 times. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go. Remember, push that chest out. Bring your head back. You're not pushing the chest out. And bring it forwards. And back. Remember to breathe. And relax. And back. Push the chest out. Better. And relax. Bring your arms out a bit further to the side this time. Push that chest out as far as you can. And back. And last one. Remember, push the chest out. Bring your head back. And relax. Well done. That's been a seated chest stretch.